Active obituary link allows you to read the funeral announcement, express condolences, or place photos on the online guest book for 1 full year. Losing a loved one is painful, but that pain isn't the worst thing to happen. Friends, loved ones, colleagues, and neighbors who ignore the loss compound the pain. Should the bereaved family wish to place the obituary and photos on our obituary site, just contact the Guardian's Funeral Industry Partners or the Nassau Guardian. Remember, there isn't one magic right thing to say to someone experiencing loss that will make the loss less painful or easier to bear. The Nassau Guardian's obituary link, available online at thenassauguardian.com.
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas. This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM. Fresh news, smart talk, all day.
The views and opinions of the hosts and guests are reflect the position of the management and staff of Guardian Network.
For my baby, 1 dozen roses, 1 dozen roses, 1 dozen roses. For my lady, he had a row, I lost my head, said some things I shouldn't have said. Took you for granted, stayed out all night long, came back home and I found you gone. Whoever said big man don't cry, tell them Gino they say they lie, 'cause I'm so blue.
Good morning and welcome back to Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, your station for fresh news, smart talk all day. Welcome to On the Clock with Erin Greene. We are in front of the University of the Bahamas this morning with the Kunisi Darville Foundation as they launch their second annual blood drive under the theme Be a Life Giver, Donate Blood. It's going to be taking place today from 10 a.m. to 4 p.m. again in front of the Kevin Bethel Building, University of the Bahamas main block. And this is their second annual blood drive, and they're hoping to drum up the same level of support, produce a greater number of blood donors, and have a wonderful day and share information about resources and the culture of giving blood. And there's a special offer today. The first 50 donors receive a $25 gift certificate that can be spent anywhere. Good morning. And joining me this morning is Mr. C.A. Nuri. Good morning, Mr. Nuri.
I'm trying to check if my mic is on. Can you hear me, Erin?
Try it again.
Can you hear me, Erin? I'm trying to check if my mic is on. 1
second. I'm not sure if I could hear you. Producer. Anyway, Mr. Nuri, today is Valentine's Day. This mic is on? All right, you're on.
Okay, that's good that I'm on because I can't hear anything. But we are on location in front of the University of the Bahamas. And I'm always excited to be on location. And happy Valentine's Day to you. And happy Valentine's Day to your guest. I see she's wearing some kind of pink, and I'm excited. This is a nice outfit, by the way. Absolutely. But I want to extend happy Valentine's Day to her. Yes, and I want you to formally introduce her because I don't know who the lady is. She's just dressed nice. I just see that.
Well, this is Miss Wendy Poitier-Albury from the University of the Bahamas community, but she is the president of the Bahamas Alzheimer's Association. And Bahamas Alzheimer's Association will be joining us in a couple of minutes to talk about an upcoming event, a local survey taking place about dementia, and share some information. Mr. Nuri.
Yes.
Since we're talking about dementia, I noticed you forgot to bring me my Valentine's Day gift.
I didn't forget. I just didn't bring it.
Are you okay with that? Did you get it is the most important thing.
Get what?
I've been up all night teething juju.
I mean, I appreciate juju. This is some of the best set of juju I've tasted in a while. And I'm very pleased and delighted that you brought juju in to the studio. At least we're on location right now. But I'm excited about that. And happy Valentine's Day to you. I see you wearing your, what do you call that? That's not red. That's,
It's Valentine's Day red.
No, that's not red. That's maroon.
This Heartbreak Red.
Heartbreak Red, yes.
Yeah.
Yes. But I'm excited about today, but a blood drive. Blood is important.
Yes.
I know at one point in time we had a shortage in blood in the country.
Yes.
Tragic. And I'm impressed that there is now an initiative, a foundation, the Similar Darvel Foundation, that has dedicated their time and effort and energy to say that every year, they're going to push the issue, push the agenda to make people conscious that the gift of giving blood saves lives.
Right. And so the Candice Simonet Darvel Foundation, founded by Mr. Gerard Darvel, the husband of Miss Candice Simonet Darvel, who passed away unfortunately a couple of years ago, and her friends and family, they've come together to form this organization to support the healthcare space, to support Bahamians and healthcare workers by providing another essential element in the healthcare ecosystem. It's not the first organization to focus on blood banks and blood transfusion services. Yesterday, Mr. Mark Palmer reminded us of an organization that now no longer exists, but could be revitalized, called the Friends of the Blood Bank.
Okay, I remember that. At least I know the name.
And they offered great support, excellent support for the medical community. And so the Candice Simonet Darvel Foundation today not only hosts and organizes blood drives, but they also lobby and advocate for capacity building within the healthcare service. They lobby and advocate for corporate and private sector partners and stakeholders to partner with the government to ensure that the government can provide this service by ensuring that they have the required infrastructural resources.
And hopefully in the future we can invite the people at Princess Margaret Hospital who controls the blood bank in terms of how do I sign up, how do I become a regular donor, what is the capacity of storage, and just general information, general knowledge on just blood in general, at least the process of giving blood.
Absolutely.
Right? Make it like a national campaign that everyone in the Bahamas is aware of what it is that is needed, what it is, and what is our mandate. So just that perhaps that's what we need to do.
Right. In fact, yesterday, Mr. Gerard Darvel joined us in the On the Clock hour, and we talked a bit about this, right? And so I have a number of questions for their representatives once they finish setting up for today's blood drive, including where can I give blood outside of Princess Margaret Hospital and special organized blood drives? How many blood banks do we have locally in the Bahamas? Is there a private sector blood bank? Is there a public sector blood bank? How do blood banks work? And how to organize a blood drive, in particular for people who are trying to ensure that their family members have resources in their time of need.
And I must say, Erin, that I'm ignorant to this whole blood thing. I'm scared with blood in general, right? But I know there's rare blood types.
Right.
Perhaps the education on if you're O negative,
right, that
you would know what your blood type is, first of all.
Right.
And I'm not even sure if a number of Bahamians know what blood type there is, right? And that when there's a call out for a particular blood type or the general one, the one that goes to everybody, that those people on that list will say, hey, they're calling for me. Yeah. So therefore I will come now and be that donor.
I think there are 8 blood types, and like you say, there's a universal blood type, and that person can donate blood to anybody, right? Their blood can be used by anybody, and then there are very rare and specific blood types. And so we do have rare occasions when an individual, there may be blood in the blood bank, but no blood available is viable for them and their procedure.
No, you have to explain that to me, because I don't understand what you're trying to say just now.
So if I'm, with pure ignorance about the blood types, if I'm O negative and you O minus, right? O minus may not be able to use O positive blood. And so there's a whole bunch of O positive blood in the blood bank, but you can't use any of it. And so we're still seeking donors to supply the specific type of blood that you need. Right?
Then I know, like, when I got married to my wife, right? There was a concern about our blood types. And in fact, that was part of the marriage process. They said if you're a particular blood type, or she was a particular blood type, and I was anti that blood type or something, whatever it is, it may impact the child in some kind of way.
Right.
Right.
And so
So perhaps there needs to be education on that. Especially if we're dating and married folks need to know their blood type beforehand.
Right.
So when they start the process of courting and the process of getting married, they'll know, hey, by the way, our blood type thingy do not match.
Right.
And therefore it may cause a problem in the future.
So we're talking about a complete sort of shift in culture. We may think about it when we think about a condition like albinism, right? African people produce, we call albino children. They
okay.
have, melanin deficient children. Some people will say, listen, I want to know if my partner has albinism gene, right? Or sickle cell. I have a sickle cell trait in my family.
Yes.
I don't want to run the risk of passing on sickle cell to my children. So before I find a husband, a part of my dating process is to ask these types of questions. For many people, they may seem invasive at first, right? But the world is shifting. Our ability to control our lives is improving. And so we have this opportunity to grow a culture where we're more informed about ourselves and our bodies.
But Erin, why do you think so much people are afraid of blood? I mean, me, I get petrified. You know what? If you get cut right now, Erin, I leave you. I won't help you at all. I'm that petrified of blood. So, people go in and donate blood.
Yeah.
I completely black out. I completely get terrified. Terrified to the point I get violent.
Does the same thing happen if you're watching a gory movie?
I don't even watch that. I don't watch no horrors, no killing, no drinking, no
Just
none of that.
avoid it entirely.
None.
So we know there's a cultural aspect to it, right? Where for religious reasons, people are scared, concerned about, wary of engaging with blood, right? We know that there are myths, cultural misconceptions about women and their menstrual cycle. Some of these are rooted in religion. Some of them are rooted in old ancestral knowledge that we've forgotten or we've misinterpreted in the current day, right? And so, for instance, Jehovah's Witnesses are not allowed, according to their religious faith, to give blood transfusions, to give blood or to receive transfusions, right? When we talked to Uncle Sarah yesterday, he actually touched on a bit of why I think they don't, right? And so it would be fascinating to do a sort of a historic exploration, cultural exploration as to when Bahamians or Africans in the Bahamas began, when this whole uncomfortability around blood started, where it's rooted and how it's evolved over the last couple of centuries. Absolutely.
I was going to just draw in that blood magic. You don't believe in blood magic? Superstitious bad.
I believe that we don't understand entirely the purpose and potential of blood, what blood does, what it can do, right? But we talked about DNA and ancestral trauma and how people can carry trauma as long as data in their DNA, right? And so blood has a DNA, right?
But we had donating blood. The day is about donating blood. The day is about saving lives.
Yes.
Blood is important.
Be a
So
life giver, donate blood is the theme for today.
So we need to understand why is donating blood important? How what is the process, right? Is there a shortage in blood? Can there be a shortage of blood, right, in the Bahamas? And what can we do to avoid such again?
Absolutely. Here's what we're going to do, Mr. Nuri. While we're waiting for the Kendi Simonette Darville Foundation representatives to become available, let's take a minute and talk to Miss Wendy Poitier-Albury about the Bahamas Alzheimer's Association. Good morning, ma'am. How you doing?
Good morning, Erin. It's always good to be here with you. And as we're talking about heart and heart health, we recognize that cardiovascular health is so important with regards to Alzheimer's, because we know that that is one of the risk factors with regard to the development progression of Alzheimer's in person. So that we're also concerned ensuring persons keep their heart healthy as well as the other risk factors associated with the onset of dementia that we have here present in our Bahamas, like high blood pressure, overweight, obesity, hypertension, those types of things.
Absolutely. A little later in the conversation, we'll
Yeah.
go through the 12 mitigating
Risk factors, yes.
risk factors for Alzheimer's and dementia. But
Yes.
cardiovascular health,
Yeah.
and we're talking about it on Valentine's Day.
Yes.
Dear people, don't stress yourself out this Valentine's Day,
No.
and don't stress anybody out this Valentine's
Hello.
Day. If you got a gift for them, send it right now.
Hurry up.
Don't play crazy. Don't play like you forget. If you did forget, get on the phone
Mr.
right
Mr.
now.
Dury, where he is? He
Mr.
go on
Dury.
it. He run.
Yeah.
Yeah, but he enjoying your jujus at least.
Absolutely. And I endeavor to support all men on this trepidatious day
Yeah.
called Valentine's Day, where we forget that men need
Yeah.
love as well.
Yes.
And so, as an act of love today, you can come out and give blood at the second annual blood drive for the Kendi Simina Dawel Foundation, or you can go to the website of the Bahamas.
Our Facebook page.
Right.
And what we have now going on, Erin, is attitudes towards Alzheimer's and dementia survey.
Okay.
This is actually a worldwide initiative that is put on by Alzheimer's Disease International. Of course, we are a chapter of Alzheimer's Disease International,
Okay.
which is an affiliate of the World Health Organization. And we making sure that we find out what are the attitudes toward dementia, because we are all about trying to reduce that stigma. And if we are able to get more information, then we are better able to make informed decisions. Our aim, our goal with the Bahamas Alzheimer's Association is to have at least 10% of the population complete this, or even 1%, sorry, we want to have at least 4,000, sorry. We have 400,000, so we
Yeah.
want to have at least 4,000 respondents. And if we can have more, and we want from all over the Bahamas, we want all ages, you can do it, all socioeconomic backgrounds, it doesn't matter. Everybody can complete this survey because we want to get the information, we want to be informed so that we can make better decisions.
Absolutely. And when we talk about an act of love, right?
Yeah.
We say, listen, you may not have a Grammy, but you live in a community with adopted Grammys.
There you go.
Take the survey, share what you've observed in your interactions with them. With these particular conditions, dementia, which Alzheimer's can be a product of or symptom of, right? We know that breaking the stigma is an extremely important part of the process of tackling the condition, right? And bringing about change. With dementia and Alzheimer, we're talking about mental health and perceptions of mental stability.
Right.
And perceptions of one's ability to take care of itself. People become hesitant even having the conversation.
Exactly. And that again, that's part of the educational process, because we know that dementia is not a mental health disease. It is a brain degenerative disease.
Right.
And so it's not a mental health issue, it's about brain degeneration.
Right.
And so those are some of the attitudes and the stigmas that we have to educate Bahamian people about.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
And so very important. Let's say that again. Dementia and Alzheimer's are not mental health conditions.
It is
They
not.
are brain degenerative conditions.
Exactly.
And understanding that is an important first step in breaking the stigma.
Right. And we know, we say dementia. Dementia is what we call an umbrella disease. Alzheimer's is just one of the dementias. I think persons would have heard recently about Bruce Willis. And
Yes.
he has a form of dementia, Lewy body. Also, we know about, what was that actor? Robin Williams.
Yes.
He also had another form of dementia. Again, brain degenerative diseases. And so you need to, again, educate people as to what it is that we are talking about. Right now, we know there's no cure for dementia or Alzheimer's, but we know that there are certain medications that can be taken to help slow the progress. And so that is why, again, it's important for people to have their annual physicals and have their screenings done so that you're able now, because there are screenings you're able to test and you're able to find out if there is the progress or the presence of dementia or Alzheimer's, and persons then are able to know what to do to help counteract or to help make sure that they're able to reduce or slow down the progress of the disease. And then, of course, you know that since there's no cure, we know that it's going to progress to, as you get older, as you move on. And so you need to plan. Your family needs to plan. You need to know how you're going to deal with your finances, how you're going to deal with your estate, how you're going to deal with your day-to-day activities, those types of things. So families need to be aware as to what you want, what your wishes are, so that you have to make sure that your wishes are respected.
Right.
So
And so there are legal procedures available for people even when they lose a great degree of autonomy to ensure that their wishes for their day-to-day life and
Exactly.
their end-of-life care are respected, are
Yes.
known and respected.
Yes.
This is awesome. This is also another big step in breaking the stigma.
Again, yes. Because again, you have to make sure you take your tests first. When we want it to be that, and that is why it is important. Like I said, I'm always pushing. We need to have the National Dementia Plan, because part of one of the components of a National Dementia Plan is that when persons do their annual physical, a test, the screening is automatic.
Yes.
Just how you do your blood pressure, what they say when they sound you, they check your blood pressure, whatever.
Get the test same time.
Same time. That should
Absolutely.
be all automatically a part. And again, it talks about the need for education and education in the medical profession itself.
Yes.
Because plenty doctors believe dementia
It's a
is
mental
a part,
health
not
issue.
only that, it's a part of aging. And it's not necessarily a part of aging.
Absolutely.
You know, as you get older, maybe because your brain is not as functional.
Now
as
listen,
best,
I
but-
blame older people for that though.
Yeah.
Because older people have found ways to navigate a society that quickly relinquishes older people to the side, right? So a lot
And
of
it didn't used to be like that, you know. But I don't know. I think now.
No, I'm just having a flashback and mention that older people and how they look at dementia. I remember my grandparents mentioned the word doubting. Don't worry, she started doubting.
Yeah.
And I expected that at a certain age, when you said 67, oh yeah, expect her to start doubting,
Yeah.
right? And now we understand that you can prevent this by just getting checkup and then take medication. This is something new to me.
Yeah. You can, we can say we can slow down the progress
Right.
of it. But we also know that dementia could happen in persons as young as 40. What? Yes.
it's called young onset dementia, yeah.
Early onset dementia can happen to younger people as well. Because again, like we say, it's a brain degenerative.
Right.
Sometimes persons who might have had accidents and they had brain. And one of the things
Damage,
that I
yes.
found out when we have the World Alzheimer's Report, and you could get this on the website as well, or the Alzheimer's Disease International website. One of the things they found, which was just so surprising to me, women present with Alzheimer's and dementia more than men. One of the things that they found, women who were victims of domestic violence, what happening when they get in domestic violence? Violent
Yeah.
blows in the head. And it's almost compared to athletes
And
who
boxers.
were in,
Yes.
and that is what they find
MMA
in
fighters,
women
yes.
as well who had been victims of. And so again, we see where the connection is. We need to talk about loving yourself. Women need to love themselves. Make sure you in these situations, with domestic violence situations, hey, you know what's going to happen. You keep getting hit up in your head.
So the ADI,
Love yourself.
the ADI is an international organization, right?
Alzheimer's Disease International is a part of the World Health Organization.
Right.
And we are chapter Bahamas. The Bahamas Alzheimer's Association is a chapter of ADI.
All right. Has the ADI conducted any studies in black majority countries in investigating whether perms and chemicals that women apply to their hair, whether that is impacting the generation of this condition?
Have any information on that, but I know it's a worldwide organization. They're in every country in the world. So, because again, like it's a part of WHO, but ADI does surveys, provides information. You could go on the webpage and you could find out more about the disease and what you can do to help, what you can do if you have persons in your family who are living, we don't say suffering, we say living with dementia. Again, trying to change that attitude as what we look at when we talk about dementia.
Is there any support group? Because now I'm start imagining now, I have elderly parents, and I'm fortunate not to them have any serious illness. What support group can I get, or support I can get, if my elderly parents had dementia or any of the series of
Well, that's what we do here at the Bahamas Alzheimer's Association. We started in 2020 officially, but we try to assist families to get information. Sometimes we assist with the adult undergarments, the wipes, creams, those types of things for those persons who are not able to, afford, and also give support.
Absolutely.
Give support and information. Right.
So 3 things before we end the conversation. Of course, we have to share the contact information. Do you have a fun run, push, roll, walk coming up?
Yes, we do. Again, we're trying to see if we can raise some more funds, again, to get this information out and to help people in the Bahamian community. And so on the 2nd of March, we will be having a fun run walk. Again, you could go to our Facebook page. You should have some more information there.
Yes.
And you can let us know that you are interested. We're going to be also at Yamacraw on Saturday, Yamacraw Market.
Yes.
And so we're going to be signing up people there. So you
Do I
can
get a
come
t-shirt?
there as well. Yeah, of course.
Do I get a Grammy to walk with?
If you want, you can do it.
I'm ready to adopt a Grammy.
Okay. I got a
love
T-shirt for you, Erin. I can bring the T-shirt for you in a second.
Absolutely.
Okay.
Now,
And you too, Mr. Nuri.
I wasn't going to say anything, right?
Yeah. I get you a T-shirt too.
so there's this new phenomenon. It's not as new as I may think it is. I think it's started in 2009 in the Netherlands. It's called a dementia village.
Yes.
Right?
Boy,
and so
listen here.
it's made its way across the pond.
They have
And
in Canada as well.
Has developed a number of dementia villages, and these are spaces designed for people with dementia
Yes.
to be able to have the greatest quality of life possible by living in a community that supports you without.
And it's, I guess it's a response as well because, we have some of the places where we put, people just put their elderly or their
Right.
persons with
Geriatric
dementia
residential
or whatever.
care facilities, yes.
And so the quality of life for persons is very much reduced. Here, of course, I think we still have in the Bahamas where persons still keep their families at home with them. They still have the familial care. And so, again, it's when they have a familiar
face.
Familiar face of familiar
An environment,
settings and
yes.
environment. And that's what the dementia villages are all about too, is to make sure it's not an institutional type setting where you're in a hospital and people wearing the hospital gowns and that type of thing. It's to make it as normal as possible
And-
so that persons are able to move about and to...
What I like about it most is that they're also living with their peers.
Yes.
And they can live with their friends and
Yes.
they develop new social networks.
Boy, if we could get something like that here in the Bahamas, hey?
I'm
That's a
thinking,
goal.
listen, let's throw it on the table right now.
Hey.
Dementia Island, we expand our tourist portfolio.
Okay.
Since we're fighting over whether we diversify from tourism, and I think the immediate response is to diversify within tourism.
Yes.
We have a dementia island.
Good
we get
idea.
International corporate partners. We establish a healthcare medical facility on an island.
That's what National Dementia Plan will do for you.
Absolutely.
Let's get this National Dementia Plan. In 2017, as a part of the World Health Organization, the Bahamas government signed on to making sure that they initiate a National Dementia Plan. So since 2017, we haven't seen anything happening yet, but we're hopeful. I understand the minister made a statement that, yes, they are working on something. So we're going to just contact him again and make sure that they keep up with that promise. You keep our promises, eh?
Yes.
And we are 50 years old.
I think
Come
most
on, as a
importantly-
country, we need to have a national dementia plan. We grown now. We ain't little children no more. We grown.
And
Let's
that's-
see if we could make sure we plan for, and we know also, Erin and Mr. Nuri, what I said, that we know that there's a chance that right now we have about 2,000 persons who have dementia who are here in the Bahamas. By 2050, that number is expected to rise to about 6,000 unless we act today, unless we put in place plans to how we're going to deal with, how we're going to educate our people,
Increase
how we're going to
testing.
increase testing, how we're going to make sure our medical facilities are
Available
up to
and-
date
yeah.
for persons who have, make sure we try to reduce this stigma. We want to make sure we do that.
Absolutely. And let's
And I
talk
see-
about it. Good morning, Mr. Davel.
Mr.
I'm
Davel
coming
is
to you
here.
right now.
He's heart health, yes.
Yeah, absolutely. If we see a 226% rise
Yes.
by 2050, it means that our governance models have to shift. It means our social and community models have to shift.
Definitely.
1 second, guys. The police are working hard out there.
Yeah.
We give them 1 second to drive past.
Trauma.
Absolutely. And so it means that we also have an opportunity to begin shifting culture holistically. We
Exactly.
begin focusing on planning for the future in all aspects of our
Very
lives.
much so.
It's important for young people to understand now the importance on focusing on elder care and geriatric needs.
Yes.
Because if you're lucky enough, you will get to a
Hey.
point in life where you will need those services. And that's a
Alright.
lucky thing.
What they say, there's only one cure to the aging. And what's that?
Passing away.
Oh, okay.
Absolutely.
So if you don't pass away, you can pass this way.
Yes, absolutely. Absolutely. Ms. Poitier Albury, do you have to leave us now?
No, I don't. I'm here at work.
Good stuff. So
I work here.
give us your contact information.
Okay.
We're gonna
let Mr. Simonet.
We're going to talk to the
Mr.
Darwin
Davel.
Foundation representative. But give the audience your contact information and tell them how to find
When I
you.
get back, I'll give that to you and all
Okay,
the
but we know-
contacts and Bill, how you can get in contact with us.
Absolutely. But you can go to Facebook right now
Yes.
and search the Bahamas Alzheimer's Association.
And fill out that survey.
Absolutely. Thank you so very much.
And make sure your friends and family fill it out as well. We want to get as many people as possible from the Bahamas filling that survey out.
Right.
Completing
And
that.
a word to the 310 gang. We here with you. We supporting you. We want you to be here with us as long as possible. We want every conscious and coherent moment we could have with you. We want to hear the jokes. We waiting for you to get old enough that you don't mind cussing in front of your grandchildren. We ready for it. And we will do our part to ensure that you can be with us of same mind and body as long as possible.
I just want to say happy Valentine's Day to you again. This is a beautiful outfit you're wearing, by the way. You need to take some pictures. You need to take some pictures. Definitely.
Thank you so much.
Shout out to my Alpha Kappa Alpha Soros, my sisters. And actually, Mr. Davel here is very familiar with that because his mother is AKA. And so we're supporting this is all about family and all about love here today. And so we're glad to be here and supporting the Simonet Davel Foundation. And they're doing an excellent job. He's doing an excellent job.
Since we're giving shout outs, let's say a good morning to Tira, Hannah Sweeting, and Carol Hannah. That's my family, but they run a seniors club at the St. Barnabas Church and at the BCPOU, right? And they engage in activities to keep our senior members and retired members on their feet and on the road. We say good morning. A special shout out, I got to say happy birthday to Rico in the Cadillac. It's his birthday today. Y'all better tell him happy birthday. And to my sister, Kimberly Greene, all the way in Atlanta, I have to say happy birthday to you, sis.
You can't be giving out any birthday wishes without me extending happy Valentine's Day to my wife.
You better.
Yeah, because now I'm realizing, and I thought I'd be amiss. Anyway, to the most specialist woman in the world, my Valentine,
Yes.
Kenra Francis Nuri. Just a happy Valentine's Day to you, and extending happy Valentine's Day to every woman. Men too. Just get Valentine's Day present, women. Men.
Men are supposed to get Valentine's Day presents.
What they get? Okay, let's change subjects. Let's talk to Mr. Darville for the Kenise Simonet Darville Foundation. We're fighting for the future of healthcare, and we're just going to have a conversation with him, okay?
Good morning, sir. Welcome back to On the Clock. It's great to have you here with us this morning.
You know, it's always my pleasure to be with you, right?
Yes, man. Yes, man. So listen, let's talk about it. Introduce yourself and introduce the foundation to the wider public.
Yes, my name is Gerard Darville. I'm the husband of Kenny Simonet Darville. And this foundation was started last year after the passing of my wife. And the circumstances behind the passing and her last dying wishes. She said, and it's a viral video that everybody saw, that, you know, if she had to be, right, the reason for change, she was willing to lay her life down so that nobody else in the Bahamas had to experience what she experienced. She referenced, it's an archaic measure of the hospital requesting patients to look for blood, in which my wife was under heavy sedation from the pain, under morphine, and they asked her in that state to go and find persons to give blood. And it was very unfair to our family at that point in time because the information had not been relayed to me as the husband. The information had to be relayed to her under heavy sedation in order, and only when she was able to become coherent was this information then now translated back to me as the husband. And such an unfortunate circumstance, it was her wish that this never happened to anybody else. So we had to, right, build capacity. We had to address infrastructural issues. We had to raise awareness within our common Bahamian man and woman, because oftentimes, if it doesn't affect us personally, we sometimes are unaware of the issues that happen in our Bahama land. And not everybody is in a position to help friends and families to be able to advocate, to be able to draw a crowd, to be able to build capacity. So we're using ourselves as a vessel so that we can be able to encourage others, so that we can be able to support others, so that we can ensure that loved ones of others reach home safely.
Absolutely, absolutely. Okay, so let's talk about who will potentially need a blood transfusion.
All right, so we could just start with birthing mothers.
Yeah,
right?
Absolutely.
They're bringing forward the next generation of Bahamians.
Yeah.
And that in itself is just a good enough need.
Yeah, there could be a complication. I would say anybody and everybody could potentially need a blood transfusion.
Right.
You could have a medical condition, you could have an accident, no fault of your own. You could be an athlete performing and have an accident, have a bad break, and lacerate blood vessels. Anybody could potentially require a blood transfusion in their future, and so this is everybody's business.
And if you need a heart replacement, if you need dialysis, right? If you need kidneys, anything like that, right? Everybody is affected by the need of blood, and so building the capacity of blood should be of national importance. Right? I know there are all sort of organizations that need funding, because we as the Bahamas, we're only 50 years old. We don't have the capacity to support all of our ailments, but within corporate Bahamas, within activists like yourself, persons affected like myself, we would be able to assist the government in being able to ensure that anybody who is from a traffic accident, who has to give birth, right, any of these things, that they would have access, right, without having to demean themselves in a public post to go out and ask for blood.
So now that we know that anybody could potentially need a blood transfusion, let's invite everybody down to University of the Bahamas, Keva Bethel building, that's the A block, the main building, right in front where the columns are.
Or the old GHS, if you're that old.
If you went to the government high school, come on down to your old alma mater. We're going to be here all day until 4 p.m.
Yes, all day until 4.
And the special offer.
The special offer, and like you said, everybody is affected. Everybody should come down, and everybody wins is responsible for us being able to give a charitable donation, a gift certificate of $25 once you successfully donate blood to the blood bank.
Absolutely. So come on down. It's Valentine's Day. If you didn't secure the gift yet, come on down, give blood. If you're among the first 50 people to donate blood, you get a $25 gift certificate, courtesy of the foundation, made available by Everybody Wins,
Yes, Mr. Craig Flowers.
a corporate partner in this venture. Come on down. It is the best Valentine's Day gift you could ever give.
What is better than giving the gift of life?
Absolutely. And the thing about it is, when you need a blood transfusion, you most likely won't be in a position to be able to ask for one or organize one.
Yeah.
And so it's very important to make a contribution.
Yes.
Absolutely. Okay, so we're here all day until 4 p.m. How do we contact you?
You can contact me at 804-8802. That's my cell. Or we have the Kenny's Darville Foundation at gmail.com.
Okay.
All right. Or you could reach us on our website, kennysimmon@darvillefoundation.com.
Okay, and we could find you on Instagram as well.
Instagram and Facebook.
At
yes.
Candice Darville Foundation. And so we also encourage people, when you give a blood donation today, take a picture, post it, and tag the Candice Darville Foundation.
Yes.
And spread the word and show people you did your part in giving Valentine's Day love this year. Mr. Darville, we're going to go to a break shortly. We're going to transition over to Guardian Radio AM with Mr. Nuri, but we want to continue this conversation.
Yeah.
We've got lots of questions to ask and things to talk about, like who can give blood, who can't give blood, how do I prepare to give blood, how often can I give blood, and let's talk a bit about barriers to and misconceptions about giving blood as when we transition over to the next hour. But I promise you, I'm going to play the game with you. Mr. Nuri, you ready?
I'm always ready.
How Bahamian Are You Game Show Valentine's Day edition. On Valentine's Day, do you prefer to give or receive a gift or an experience?
Give an experience.
Do I prefer to give or to receive?
No, do you? No. Listen, on Valentine's Day, do you prefer a gift or an experience? No, because you could give the gift or experience, or you could receive the gift or experience.
I have a good wife. I prefer to make sure she has a good experience. So it's give, definitely give.
Yeah, give an experience.
Absolutely. For me, I just don't want you to cuss me on Valentine's Day. You don't even have to love me. I ain't mad at that. Just don't cuss me. But I like to give experiences, and today I'm giving out juju. Yeah, and they sweet. So you ain't take.
Hey, well, I don't think your wife would approve of you getting a sweet juju from Erin.
That's not even the part. She ain't gonna approve of you eating all the sweet juju and not bringing any home. Absolutely. Mr. Darville, thank you so much for inviting us here to share this special day with you, your family, your community, and the Kenny Simonette Darville Foundation.
Yes.
It's a wonderful opportunity to give back. And we're going to transition right now to the next hour. I think we have a break coming up, Mr. Nuri. Check the phone for me, let me know. Okay, there you go. We are about to go to a break. Producer, take us away. And you guys stay tuned because Guardian Radio AM is up next. We will still be outside University of the Bahamas building, the old COB campus, the government high school's former campus. We'll be here until 12 and they'll be here all day until 4 p.m. Thanks for tuning in to On the Clock, and we'll be right back.
Come back, please come home. I'm like a pot cake without its juicy bone. Baby, come back home and unpack. Don't catch the plane, baby, please come
This is Guardian Radio 96.9 FM, Nassau, Bahamas.